And hello, and thank you for coming to the bunker. Tonight we have The Right Side of Wrong. This is going to be a great band. I am going to tell you about Americana, blues, and rock, but we're worried about the rock characterization because I was talking to the band, and it's like, yeah, rock is sort of there. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for coming in tonight. The bunker is free to the artists and free to the audience. If you've been back here before, we appreciate it. And return people are coming is what makes us live. We stream indie bands live on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights. We're up to show number 105, and we love what we do. I would encourage you, if you are on a phone especially, to put in earbuds. Because the sound is going to be a lot better if you have earbuds on a phone. You're going to lose a lot of it. Set your resolution on the phone to 1080 60p because a lot of phones will start out at low res, and that's not a good thing either. And of course, log into YouTube if you'd like to leave comments along the way. A big part of the show is if you leave comments, questions, embarrassing anecdotes if you know the band. It's what makes the show. The band will be responding to you along the way. Tonight we have Brian Christian Adam and Josh Dutch, two figureheads here in the bunker, and they are on camera 1 and camera 2. Brian Christian Adam is also, he's a musician of all kinds. He is hosting the open mic on Lombards. He's a musician, he's a photographer, he is a big fixture in the local Chicago music scene, and we thank you. And Josh Dutch is a part of the Underbelly Hours, and they're starting to ramp up again too, which is very cool. We are free to the audience and we're free to the artists. We also have Mike Wiles in the studio tonight, and I am very happy to have him here. I have a link to his podcast. This is gaining a lot of traction. I met him 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, at the Homegrown Arts and Music Festival, and I've become friends with him. I've done a show with him and an interview. Brian Christian Adam has done a show. Mike is a guy that knows more about rock and roll. He's forgotten more than I will ever know in my life. And he has connected with all kinds of classic rocks and new rock musicians and artists. He runs a podcast with his son, Jeremy, and it's really starting to gain traction. The link is down below. Don't go there. Don't go there right now, but after the show, I encourage you to go check out Retro Rock Roundup. It's a fantastic show. We always are free, and we're going to stay free to whoever wants to tune in on Thursday nights. The most important aspect is to like and subscribe to the bunker. That is by far what we're trying to achieve, and people come back, and we're just growing. We're having a great time. But if you'd like, please feel free to leave tips. Venmo is preferred, PayPal is fine, and the links are down below. Any cup of coffee will also be fine. And any credit card will work on another link called Any Cup of Coffee. And we split it with the band, 50-50. So if you want to support the band, there's a lot of ways to support the band, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Right Side of Wrong. When they first approached me, I was a little hesitant because they had no recorded music. And I was like, what am I going to do with a band and if I don't know if they're any good? Well, the sound check tonight proved they're good. They also had a couple testimonials from BCA and a couple other folks. And so I'm so glad they're here. They're unique, they're dynamic, and they're going to have a great show tonight. So without any further ado, Billy, tell us what you're going to do tonight, my friend. What do you got? What do you got in store? I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, we came out from the south side to rock the hell out of this place, Fletch. We're ready to throw down for you.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to mention that. South side, local guys, Chicago. Pleasure meeting all of them tonight, and you guys have a great show. It is all your show, and have a great time.
Thanks for having us out, Fletch.
I got no guitar. Wait, never mind. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Alrighty. You ready, Billy?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So this is one of the first songs we wrote as a band. This was one that me and Nick were just walking around in the woods with our guitars, just messing around. And I had never written a song before. I had never sang before we wrote this song. And we were writing it, and Nick says, "You know what?" He says, "You're gonna be the lead singer of this band." And I didn't believe him, but
Here we
here we
are.
are in the bunker live.
All right. change
All
style.
right.
He's changing.
I know you guys haven't tracked these yet, but what are some of the song titles? Crime. How did you write them? When did you write them? Let's hear a little bit about the band here.
So that last one, that was called Photosynthesis. And as we said, that one was written in the woods. Just walking around with our guitars. Me and Nick, I think the primal moment of that one was we went up to Devil's Lake up in Wisconsin, and we were walking in the mountains. And I think that was when that one was finally finished. And then we brought it to the guys after we had written it, and we got these guys together, and they made it what it is today, you know.
Sounding great, guys. Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That was pretty weak, but we're going to come back and revisit that.
So this is another one right here. We wrote this one. This is a little history lesson about the neighborhood where I come from, Beverly, and Kevin as well. And we wrote this. I found an article in the newspaper, in the Tribune, from, I believe it was 1896. And we found out that what my neighborhood used to be called was Horse Thief Hollow. It was known that it was a place where, you know, thieves would wait for people, and they would come and they would steal their things when they got off the train in the neighborhood. And we found a little backstory, and we went with it. So that's what this next one's about. And the name is Horse Thief Hollow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Little history lesson.
That's right. So yeah, be sure to go and follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and we're going to have a pretty nice YouTube up and running pretty shortly after this. So go check us out on YouTube too.
I'll pause here while we're swapping out guitars. Billy, so tell me that last song. When did you write that? What is that all about?
So we wrote that one.
Camera 3.
We wrote that one in 2020. We wrote that one in 2020, and like you said, Nick and I, again, these were the two that really got me into songwriting. I had never written before, and I had never sang before, and this was kind of my introduction to it. And I was actually on my bike riding around the neighborhood, and I've lived there my whole life, but I found this plaque over on 110th and 111th and Artesian,
Right.
and it was talking about this house, and that was what sparked the whole idea. And then I looked it up, and I found it in the newspaper.
So how many years have you been playing guitar?
I've been playing guitar about 5 years.
Really?
Yes.
No kidding.
Yep. I didn't really get into it after I had a kidney transplant in 2016, and that was when I had guitars before that, and I never really picked them up. They just kind of sat around, and I don't know what it was, but afterwards it really inspired me to pick it up and get into it.
Did you play any other instruments when you were young?
No, I've never done music before this.
Wow, that's I find that quite amazing.
Thank you.
For somebody to pick up an instrument like that, that is quite a story. It's very interesting. So, you guys get a band together just before COVID is like announced. Is that what happened?
So it was just after COVID.
Right.
So COVID happened, everything went into shutdown, and I met Nick through a mutual friend. I had not known Nick, and I was over at a friend's house and just playing guitar. We were jamming,
Yeah.
and me and Nick just had chemistry instantly. And then from there, Nick said, well, I've got this guy, Josh, and he's a hell of a guitarist, and he's got a whole notebooks and notebooks of songs written, so you should come over and jam with us.
Well, you have a great audience tonight. You should pick up the phones and take a look and see who's here to see you tonight.
Let us check.
And I will do the same thing.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in
Yeah,
with us. We really
much
appreciate
appreciated. Thank you.
I'm going to
It's
make
really
sure
cool to
they
see.
respond to some of your questions and comments, and because that's what we do.
Absolutely. And a big thank to Mike Wiles coming out. That was quite the surprise with the roundup. Josh, you have anything to say? Because honestly, the only two songs I think I've written were those last two that we played, Horse Thief Hollow and Photosyntheses.
Do any of you guys have the comments up on your phone?
Yes.
Well, then shout out some of the names. Read
Absolutely.
some of these comments off because they're going to
Go ahead.
Gotta do that.
We got someone that tuned in from California, it looks like.
Hey now, West
Andy
Coast.
Yates. What's up from Cali?
What's going on? Big shout out to TJ and Michael and everybody that's tuning in right
Oh,
now.
yeah, I see Mike over in there too. What up, Mike? What up?
Mikey.
I'm gonna play more cowbell for Josh.
Yeah, Josh Dutch in the house.
Always more
In the
color.
house. Yep. But yeah, we're happy to have you guys all tuning in with us. This is really cool. It's a cool
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool.
There's a lot of bunker regulars here. Mitch, Joan of Arc. I'm trying to do my best to look over multiple screens here. And a lot of new faces here tonight. I think you guys are gonna. This is gonna be a great launch. I know you're anticipating tracking this. I think these songs are gonna go over great. Didn't mean to slow down your karma, but I thought it was worth shouting out. You guys
Absolutely.
are sounding great. What do you got next for us? Tell us about this next song.
So we have Josh switching over to the electric, and the next song we are going to be playing is a blues song that he wrote. Special, and
It's about a tip bucket.
it's about a tip bucket.
Excellent. Thanks so much, guys.
tip bucket, but it holds a lot of dead presidents. I've got a little tip bucket now, baby, but it holds a lot of dead presidents. So won't you please come over and throw one in, baby? You know these days I just can't win. Ain't got no windows in my jail cell, so the sun don't have a shine. Ain't got no clock on the wall in my jail cell. Ain't no way of telling time. So won't you please come brighten my life up? Without no color I'll go blind.
Thank you, everybody.
So that's a little one called Tip Bucket.
All right, well, while we sit here and retune, this next one, I think everyone can relate to this. It's about a very pretty girl. When she walks into any place, everyone stops and looks at her. So she's the natural. So see if you can spot this number.
This is a good time to call out the names of the band members. Billy, do that.
All right.
We'll
so
round robin.
on the left of me, I have Klaus, Captain Nick Bukowski on rhythm guitar and backup vocals. And on my right, I have Vontae King, the master of the drums himself. To the right of him is my longtime best friend Kevin Huey on the bass.
What up, everybody?
Thumping it up. And on the far right is Josh Lantro.
What's up?
We got a few more songs for you guys, so stay tuned.
Thank you so much.
Come on. All right.
While we're pausing, don't forget to like and subscribe to The Bunker. And after the show, look at all the social links. The Right Side of Wrong is going to have a great launch after this show. I can feel it.
You guys watch
So-
out, beginning of next year. It's coming.
Go follow them on social and watch out for their releases. We know what's going to happen.
And come out and join us at a show one of these times. Come dance with us. We love, literally, nothing is better than getting the energy of a live crowd. That makes it 10 times better.
This is true.
Is it October 1st or October 2nd with Hearts?
So October 1st, we are playing Heart Saloon on the south side of Chicago with our good longtime friend Andy Broughton. And yeah, I believe he's been on this as well. And yeah. And then, what do we have coming up after that? After that, we have Scarefest out in Braceville, Illinois with Primal Moon. They also were on this. Primal Moon rocks. Go check those guys out if you haven't. But right now, those guys kill it. And then again, the week later, we're playing down in the city at the Gallery Cabaret with them as well. Primal Moon.
Fun times ahead.
Most definitely. So come on out and join us.
Great
Please.
show, guys. I'm enjoying it a lot. Kick it in.
All right. This one's called The Natural.
She's a natural. Watch her strut through the door. Easy coming, easy going. Leaves you begging for more. Can't you see the danger in her eyes? There's so much you don't realize. Watch out, she's gunning for your soul. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, she's gunning for your soul. All the ladies jealous, all the men engaged. The smile could stop a clock on the wall. It's a shame this game she plays. Maybe it's a blessing, maybe it's a curse. Maybe that angel fell from heaven, and maybe she's Lucifer. Watch out, she's gunning for your soul. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, she's gunning for your soul.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
Natural.
Yeah, definitely watch out. All right, this next one, another little backstory. Me and Josh are kind of fiddling around with this progression, just sitting outside on his porch, and his girlfriend's daughter comes busting out, and she says, "You should call this one Down in the Water." And we're like, "Oh, okay, all right." And then from there, we just built all these lyrics. It's a pretty deep song. It's a metaphor. So here we go.
Sounds like you had something to do with that, Nick, huh?
What?
Is this your song?
Well, me and Josh.
Yeah, it's both of our songs.
Yeah, one of me and Josh's lyrical songs. It's a big metaphor. So.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking it out.
No, it's all good. It's all good. All right.
that's where I reside, sinking away from the light of day to a watery demise. I'm down in the water, it's where I reside. Down in the water is where I lay my head and die. I'm down.
All right.
Thank you.
So we've got one more song for you guys, and man, all the comments, thank you so much, everybody. Seriously, that means so much. It really does. So this next song, this is our newest song. This is one we've been working on. This is
Well, don't slip away from there so quick.
okay.
Let's take a minute to shout out these people in the comments. Come on. You got new fans, you got old fans, you got friends, you got family. Come on. Shout them out.
So we got Andy Yates says he loves this song.
Yeah. Well, we got Blue Bunny saying great show. Thank you very much, Blue Bunny.
I want to make sure I say this right. Mitch Wootsy. Appreciate your comment, man. Hey, so you forgot to tell them how we met.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
got so carried
Well, there's
away
another
with
side
just the
story.
beginning of the starting of the band, which was, I guess, me and Nick. That again, Nick introduced me to Josh, and Josh is like the way he writes music. He's written, I would say, a good 75 to 80% of our music, lyric wise, and I mean the structure of it. And this guy is truly something else. He really is. From the first time I met him, walking into the garage, hanging out with him, like the way he plays rhythm and just the way he hears music, it really carries our whole sound as a band. Like,
It's very
I
true.
would not be doing, I know personally, I can speak for myself, I would not be doing any of this right now if
So
it
when
wasn't
did
for
you
that
pick
guy.
up Vontae, the drummer?
So Vontae was the final piece to the puzzle. We got the four of us together.
Oh, yeah.
And we were searching for drummers. We were searching, and we had a couple people kind of wishy-washy, and then we found Vontae. And Vontae came along, and it was like the first time he came down and he rehearsed with us, it clicked. It just mixed. And without him, again, we were just four dudes with a bunch of guitars just messing around, jamming, and then he brought it all together and like
It's funny.
made them songs.
Never
He's getting the band back together.
like this before, and I'm self-taught for everyone.
Talking to that mic, Vontae. We want to hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
So so I'm self-taught, and one thing to know about me is I love music, and so what I like to try to do is to venture out to different types of music. So when I ran across Billy, I actually ran across Billy on Facebook, and he told me about the band and what they were trying to do. And even then, we couldn't really figure out the genre.
Right.
We're still figuring this out
can't
today.
figure it
So
out.
if you guys have anything in the comments that you want to leave for us, if you hear something in specific, we don't know what genre
Well,
to consider ourselves yet.
Vontae, I'll give you a shout out. You are a glue. You are in the pocket. You are tight tonight.
He's the rhythm man.
And I'm
This man
thinking
right here.
the luckiest thing these guys do is find you along the way.
Dead serious.
I
'Cause
agree completely.
Yeah, I can tell you could play a lot of different styles too. I can
try
just
to.
feel it.
I try
just
to
feel it.
like when we're in our rehearsal space.
Yeah.
One thing we do before we go into our actual rehearsal is we come up with different types of grooves. So
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of Stevie Wonder, Bootsy Collins, just those guys.
Oh
So,
man, now you're talking my generation. Yeah.
Hey, I'm very when it comes to music, I love the So when I'm listening to different music and I hear a groove, I practice the groove at home, and then I bring it to the guys and be like, what can y'all add to this? So sometimes I'll come down to the basement and I'll come with a hip hop beat, and I'll be like, Josh, can you put some type of jazz on top of this? And then I would tell Cav, like, Cav, put something funky on top of this hip hop beat.
Yeah,
Brown groove on it. Come on now.
Yeah,
Like-
what I'm thinking you should do is get Kevin in the shot, and I'll tell you what, just you and Kevin go work it out, right? And and the rest of the band will follow. That's the way it's going to be.
That's a fact.
It's like the Pied Piper.
Stay locked.
I can tell.
Me and Cav stay locked.
Thanks so much, guys. What title this last song? Did you write it early? Did you write it late? Where did it come from?
We had the riff down for a while now, and then we just added the words at least probably like a week ago. No, like a few weeks ago.
A few
Oh,
weeks.
this is your brand new song.
Yeah, this is our newest one.
All right.
So.
Hit it up. Thanks, guys.
Pardon us. Kevin dropped his D.
It's all good. It's live.
Happens to the best of them.
Don't drop the D.
It wouldn't be live if we didn't have a mistake. That's the way it rolls.
That's exactly right. We go with the flow, though. That's all you can do, you know?
Real quick fix.
All right. Game on.
Game on.
There's a storm brewing, green tinted sky. The air hangs so heavy, turning to strangers' eyes. Distance up across the murky sky. And when the downpour comes, don't you know there's no way to stay dry? Sinister silence, the birds all ready to fly. Better get to the basement, cover your head and shield your eyes. Sirens wailing, it'll catch you by surprise. Heaven starts a hailing, ain't no hope in sight. I hear the storm, I hear the storm, I hear the storm. What you gonna do when you call it a night storm? On the cloud advances, blotting out all the daylight. Don't try and take no chances, 'cause the day's turning into night. Silent, the birds are ready to fly. Better get to the basement, cover your head and shield your eyes. Still taking shape now, more than a mile wide. Stops falling sideways and gravity's defying. Roar sounds like a freight train, debris goes flying by. Stranded life starts slashing, the beast is drawing nigh. Sirens hailing, it'll catch you by surprise. Heaven stops a hailing, ain't no hope inside. I hear the storm,
you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Yeah, definitely thank you to everybody that tuned in and gave us comments.
Seriously.
It seriously means a lot. Like, really a lot.
Looking for our songs to come out at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Yes.
Be looking. We've been searching for studios, and we were going to get in there, and we were going to get all these songs out there for you guys. Keep an eye out.
You know, I got to tell you, you guys are so refreshing, and this was such a surprise. You know, your breath is amazing. Billy, I got to talk to you about this 5-year thing because I don't buy it because I'm going to really challenge you on that. You've been playing for 5 years. Well, man, you missed about 25 years of your life before
You're
this.
telling me, Fletch.
So,
I wish so badly I would have picked it up when I was a kid.
the whole band, you have elements of jam band in there. It's you're evolving. It's obvious you're working back and forth with these guitar lead solos, trying to find the place. But it's all working. There's nothing not working about it. Once you guys get into the studio and you really start producing these songs, I think you're going to have a couple really golden keepers in there. I'm really excited to look back on this song or this show tonight and listen again to some of these songs. You have all the elements of a great band. You got the harmonies going. You got the rhythm going. Yeah, you got a great mix. You got great chemistry. I am so glad you guys came in.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for having us.
Yeah, it's really been a great show.
Appreciate it.
So thank you so much. I will throw myself on the screen here for just a second, and I will tell you that what you want to do. Oh, here we go. Well, what you want to do is like and subscribe to the bunker first, but go and follow the right side of wrong because these guys are going to have some great stuff coming up. We're going to talk about some studio track. They have some other studios already talking about, but I think within about 6 months we're going to have some great music out of there. Like and subscribe to the band. It's free, and it will help these guys along the way. You know, they came out with this music right in the middle of the pandemic, which is sort of coincidental because the bunker started up in the beginning of the pandemic, and here's where we are 2.5 years later. I will give Billy and Josh and you guys the last chance to shout out and say whatever you want to say to the folks about, did you have a good time in the bunker?
Well, I know speaking for myself, I've had a blast so far. How about you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell
New
yeah.
experience for sure.
Absolutely. I want to say thank you to these two guys on the cameras back here. They are killing
Yeah,
it.
you're killing it.
Absolutely
thanks, guys.
killing it. Yes,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
real.
yeah. We got Brian, we got Josh. Yeah, it's been a great time. Oh, and I'll give a shout out to them in a minute. Thanks so much, guys. And I will about a year from now, when you release an album, you're going to come back here and you're going to play that set. That's
Damn
what
right.
you're going to do.
Sounds
I'll
good.
do that for
Hey,
you, Fletch.
before we leave, just so this won't be my last show, I gotta shout out my mom and my wife.
Oh,
Thanks y'all for tuning in.
Yeah, shout out to Tall Chris. Thank you for spreading the word.
that is,
You
that
weird,
is
you
so
weirdo.
That is so savvy, man. I'll tell you, you should be the vocal point of this band from now on.
For real.
Public service announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got a whole slew of other original songs that we have partially written. We have a couple new ones that Nick and Josh and I actually just finished last weekend we were working on. So we've got a whole lot of original music coming your guys' way. So just stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. Come out to a show every once in a while. Just come and have some fun with us and see where this thing goes. It's going to be a wild ride. I can guarantee it.
Definitely. Roller coaster.
Buy a ticket, take a ride. Take the ride.
Thanks so much, guys, and thank you for coming here tonight. We had a great crowd tonight, and if you're new to the bunker, all we ask is you like and subscribe. We have lots of we're multi-genre. We have indie bands. They all come in a little bit different. They all have different flavors. This one was most enjoyable. Like and subscribe to the bunker. Follow the right side of wrong. The links are in the description below. And thank you all for coming tonight. If you come back, we appreciate return visitors. There was a lot of them out here. I'm sorry I didn't have a chance to shout you guys all out, but there was a lot of return visitors, and I hope you had a great time tonight, because I did. I will give you a little bit of preview on what we have coming up in the next week. We have Curious Grace and Black Rabbit. A lot of the Bunker fans are going to know this band. Large, dynamic, very talented, very creative, very artsy, as Brian Christian Adams says. And yeah, there he is. And so that is next Thursday. Kazumi, I don't know a lot about him, but this is like high energy. This is going to be personality. Look at that picture. There's going to be a lot of personality here. That's a pop. It's a pop rock band, and I'm really looking forward to that. Radar, again, multi-genre. These guys are down in the dirt, semi-metal, very dynamic, hard rockers, and I'm really looking forward. And this is a debut band. They're going to have a great show here tonight too. The King's Rising is coming, and that they're going to be awesome. They're going to be awesome. I get these bands that are coming that are hard rock, loud, in your face, and I'm really looking forward to this one. All the Bunker show schedule you can find on our YouTube playlist. I would, if you like and subscribe, you'll see it. But all of our upcoming shows are there, and if you're logged into YouTube, you can set a reminder, which I would encourage you to do, and that way you will see all of the bands that are coming up. Follow us on Facebook. We're on Facebook and Instagram. We have the bunkerlive.net. If you'd like to join our mailing list, go ahead and do that. One last shout out. We really appreciate tips. Not necessary, but if you're inclined, go ahead and leave some money, because that always encourages us to carry on. Thank you again so much. I will take you out. These guys don't have a lot of music tracked, but I'm going to play the recording they sent on the way out. And have a wonderful night. And thank you, everybody, for coming to the Bunker tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, much obliged.
And all you viewers out there, thank you very much for having us.
Be
Thank
well,
you.
everybody. Thanks.